Once upon a time in a coastal town, there lived a little boy named Oliver. He was excited but nervous because tomorrow was his first day at school and he didn't know anyone there. You see, Oliver had just moved to this town and the children spoke a different language than he did. He felt a bit scared and worried as he lay in his bed that night. Oliver's parents, Emily and Jack, had moved to the seaside town of Blue Haven because of their work. They thought the town was beautiful, with its white, sandy beaches and the sound of the ocean waves, and they hoped Oliver would love it too. The next morning, with his backpack slung over his shoulder, Oliver walked to Blue Haven Elementary School. As he stepped inside the school gates, he heard children laughing and playing, but their words were like a puzzle to him. He didn't understand what they were saying, and they didn't understand him either when he tried to talk. Oliver felt lonely and out of place. During lunchtime, he sat all alone watching the seagulls fly overhead and the waves gently crash on the shore. He missed his old friends, Ella and Noah, from his previous school. In class, Oliver couldn't follow the lessons because they were all in a new language. He felt like an outsider, like a fish out of water. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he wished he could go back to his old school, where everything was familiar. But just when Oliver thought the day couldn't get any worse, something amazing happened. As he sat by the sea during lunch, feeling more lonely than ever, he noticed a seagull limping along the shoreline. Its wing was injured, and it couldn't fly. Oliver felt sorry for the seagull, and he decided to help. Slowly and carefully, he approached the seagull, who looked at him with big, curious eyes. Oliver spoke softly to the injured bird, even though he knew it wouldn't understand his words. Oliver gently took the seagull with him to class. The teacher, Mrs. Johnson, was surprised but understanding. She let Oliver keep the seagull in a cardboard box beside his desk, as long as he promised not to let it disrupt the class. Oliver named the seagull Sammy. Sammy became his unlikely friend, and they were inseparable. Even though Sammy couldn't speak, Oliver felt like he finally had someone who understood him. At lunchtime, instead of sitting alone, Oliver and Sammy would go down to the shore. Oliver would share his sandwich with Sammy, and they would watch the waves together. Sammy would flap his wings and hop around the sand, making Oliver laugh. The other children began to notice Oliver and Sammy, and they were curious. They wanted to know more about the boy who had an injured seagull for a friend. Some of them tried to talk to Oliver, but they couldn't understand each other. One day, a girl named Mia approached Oliver and pointed at Sammy. "Seagull," she said slowly, and then pointed at herself. "Mia." Oliver smiled and nodded. "Oliver." From that day on, Mia and Oliver became friends. Mia knew a little bit of Oliver's language, and Oliver was eager to learn hers. They would spend their afternoons by the sea, teaching each other words and playing games. As the weeks went by, Oliver started to understand more and more his new friend's language. He didn't feel as lonely anymore because he had Mia and Sammy by his side. One sunny day, the school had a special event by the beach. There were games, music, and lots of delicious food. Oliver, Mia, and Sammy joined in the fun. They built sandcastles, danced to the music, and even tried some of Blue Haven's best snacks. As the day came to an end, Oliver realized that he was no longer the new kid who didn't belong. He had found an unlikely friend in Sammy, and a true friend in Mia. He had the best day at school and felt a warm sense of belonging that filled his heart. That night, as he lay in bed, the sound of the ocean waves outside his window was like a lullaby. He smiled and whispered, "Good night, Sammy. Good night, Mia. Good night, Blue Haven." And with that, he drifted into the most peaceful and contented sleep he had ever known. From that day forward, Oliver's life in Blue Haven was filled with adventure, laughter, and the magic of friendship. And he knew, deep in his heart, that as long as he had his friends and family by his side, he would always belong, no matter where he was in the world.